I'm going to start by prepping my natural nails for peel base. So this is just a dehydrator. It is pH Prep from Sparkle & Co. This is going to cleanse my nails of any oil before I apply my peel base. So this is my go-to peel base from Virgo & Gem. I'm just going to apply a thin layer of this across my entire nail. This lets me pop off the dip powder in about 1 to 3 days so that I can keep up with content and filming. It dries in about 5 minutes, and then I like to use my Color My World Dips base liquid right on top of this and then let that dry. So what can happen sometimes with peel base is your next layer can actually dry super fast. So by doing a layer of your dip base and letting that dry before you get started with your dip powder process, it can help it go on smoother and not dry too fast. Once this dries, we can get started with dipping. I'm going to use the shade Erica today from Revel Nail and Azur's 2-in-1 dip powder liquids. I'm going to keep it simple and just do a full layer across my entire nail and dip into this light pink shade. You can use any shade you want as your base. Once I'm done with each of the nails and they're dry, I'm going to dust it off, and then I grabbed Heart and Soul from Manny Boss. So this has all of the glitters that I'm looking for. I actually didn't have any heart glitters on hand, so we're going to improvise. I'll be using a toothpick to pick them up, but you can also use the waxy end of your precision tool. First, I'm going to do a layer of my dip powder base liquid across the entire nail. I would suggest using a medium dry time or a slow dry time liquid for this particular design because we are going to be doing a lot of hand placing. And I touch my toothpick into that wet dip base so I can pick up these glitter pieces. I place glitter pieces like this, so larger glitter pieces. I like to stay towards the front of my nail so that way I'm not getting to any of those bends or corners, because what happens is then the glitter pieces sort of stick up and then you can accidentally file them even though you've put dip powder on top. Once I'm done placing the hearts, then I'm going to pick up some of those smaller glitter pieces to fill in some of the sparse areas and get over to those rounder edges I was talking about before, because these will lay flat in those spots. And I need to quickly dip into the clear dip powder before that base liquid dries. Now this is going to create an even surface across the entire nail so everything's laying flush. I'm going to repeat these steps for the rest of my nails. So apply a base liquid across the entire nail and then quickly start placing these glitter pieces. You could totally do this design with some star glitters or butterflies, whatever you have on hand. You can do this with foil pieces, stickers. This is such a fun way to add art to your nails, especially on your dominant hand or if you're not that great with hand painting. All right, I'm done with placing the glitters, so let's dust it off. Here's how we're looking. I really love the thumb because I had more nail real estate, so I was able to place even more glitters. Now let's start to clear encapsulate. So we're going to apply a full layer of our base liquid across the entire nail. Pay special attention to those glitter pieces. We really want to coat them with this base liquid and dip into clear dip powder. I'm going to let it sit and absorb for a second so it really gets into that base liquid. We want to make sure everything is fully covered. We are basically sandwiching these glitter pieces between dip powder so that we can protect them when we file, shape, and buff. Once I finish each of the nails, then I can dust it off. Here's how we're looking. Now we're going to activate. So we're going to apply a very generous layer of this. Notice how I dip back into the bottle every single time before going to the next nail. Not only are we going to do one layer, we're actually going to do two, because Activator can help those glitter pieces lay more flat and bend and curve onto your nail. It also is going to help penetrate through all of those dip powder layers. So now we're done with layer number one. We're going back in for layer number two. Need to let that dry for 2 minutes before we start to file. So we're going to use the 180 grit side of the file and start by going around the free edge shaping first. Then with my buffing block, I'm going to smooth out each of the nails, and then when I'm done with all of them, I'm going to dust it off. Then we're going to do another layer of activator. We're going to let this layer dry again for 2 minutes before we go in for top coat. After 2 minutes have passed, I like to use a dry lint-free wipe. You can also use a dry napkin and rub it across the entire top surface of each of the nails. This just removes any leftover activator residue before top coat. My first layer of top coat is just 3 quick strokes on the nail. That's it. Then I let that dry before I go in for layer number 2. Once they're dry, then we can go in for the next layer. So the next layer is going to be more precise, more detailed, get all the way over to those sidewall areas and capping off your free edge. Once they're dry, I'm going to go in for some cuticle oil. This is the one I have been really loving lately. It has a very light floral scent. It's not greasy, it's not overpowering whatsoever, but it does hydrate the skin and it just melts in immediately. All right, y'all, that is it. It is so easy to do these glitter hand placing nail art designs. You can use some of the glitters out of your dip powder like I did, or if you have some other glitters just laying around. I know I've seen the butterflies, the stars, the hearts, all the things. And you can even do this with flowers. You can do it with stickers, whatever you have. It's a super fun, easy way to add a pop of art to your dip powder without having to do any sort of drawing.